Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Kerry Anderson. Hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'll be talking about the 7 tips to get into ketosis. So, if you like the video related to turtle health, I would like to request you all, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon and give thumbs up so that I will come up with more and more videos with lots and lots of information. So here we begin. Let's go. 7 tips to get into ketosis. Ketosis is a normal metabolic process that provides several health benefits. During nutritional ketosis, your body converts fat into compounds known as ketones and begins using them as its main source of energy. Ketones are also known as ketone bodies. Studies have found that diets that promote ketosis are highly beneficial for weight loss, partly due to their appetite suppressing effect. Now, the research also suggests that ketosis may be helpful for type 2 diabetes and neurological disorder. That said, achieving a state of ketosis can take some work and planning, so it's not just as simple as cutting carb. So here are 7 effective tips to get into ketosis. The very first one, minimize your carb consumption. Eating a very low carb diet is by far the most important factor in achieving ketosis. Your cell normally use glucose or sugar as their main source of fuel. However, most of your cells can also use other fuel sources, including fatty acid and ketones. Your body stores glucose in the form of glycogen in your liver and muscle. When your carb intake is very low, glycogen stores are reduced and levels of the hormone insulin decline. This allows fatty acid to be released from fat stores in your body. Your liver converts some of these fatty acids into the ketones acetone, Acetoacetate, and beta hydroxybutyrate. These ketones can be used as fuel by portions of your brain. The degree of carb restriction needed to induce ketosis varies by individual and can be affected by various factors such as the types of exercise you do. Some people need to limit their net carb intake to 20 grams per day, while others can achieve ketosis while eating twice this amount or more. For this reason, the induction phase of the Atkins diet requires that carb be restricted to 20 or fewer grams per day for 2 weeks to guarantee that ketosis is achieved. After this point, small amounts of carb can be added back to your diet very gradually as long as ketosis is maintained. Each individual will potentially have a different carb intake limit to achieve and maintain ketosis depending on the number or a total number of calories they eat and their daily activity level. Generally, eating 5 to 10% of total calories from carb will produce ketosis. In one study, adults with the type 2 diabetes were allowed 20 to 50 grams of digestible carb per day, depending on the number of grams that allowed them to maintain blood ketone level within a certain target range. These carb and ketone ranges are advised for people who want to get into ketosis to promote weight loss, control their blood sugar level, or reduce their heart disease risk factors. Ketogenic diet used for managing epilepsy and as experimental cancer therapy may restrict carb to only 22 to 5% of total calories. However, anyone using the diet for therapeutic purposes should only do so under the supervision of a medical professional. Now I'll be talking about the second part, include coconut oil in your diet. Eating coconut oil can help you achieve ketosis. It contains fat called medium chain triglycerides. Unlike most fat, MCT, which is medium chain triglycerides, are rapidly absorbed and taken directly to the liver, where they can be used immediately for energy or converted into ketones. In fact, it has been suggested that consuming coconut oil may be one of the best ways to increase ketone levels in people with Alzheimer's disease and other nervous system disorder. Although coconut oil contains 4 types of MCT, around 50% of its fat comes from the kind known as lauric acid. Now I'll be talking about the third part, ramp up your physical activity. A growing number of studies have found that being in ketosis may be beneficial for some types of athletic performance. In addition, being more active can help you get into ketosis when you exercise. Your deplete your body glycogen stores. These are normally replenished when you eat carbs, which are broken down into glucose. The glucose that is not needed immediately is stored as glycogen. However, if carb intake is minimized, glycogen stores remain low. In response, your liver increases its production of ketones, which can be used as an alternative fuel source for your muscle. Now I'll be talking about the fourth part: increase your healthy fat intake. Consuming plenty of healthy fat can boost your ketone levels and help you reach ketosis. Indeed, a very low carb ketogenic diet not only minimizes carb but also calls for a high fat intake. Ketogenic diet for weight loss, exercise performance, and metabolic health usually provides 60 to 80% of calories from fat. Now, the classic ketogenic diet used for epilepsy is even higher in fat. Typically, 85 to 90% of calories come from fat. However, extremely high fat intake does not necessarily translate into higher ketone level. Now, a 3-week study including 11 healthy people compared the effect of fasting on breath ketone levels. Overall ketone levels are found to be similar in people consuming 79% of calories from fat and people consuming 90% of calories from fat. Because fat comprises such a large percentage of a ketogenic diet, it is important to choose high quality fat sources. Healthy fat include fatty fish, olive oil, and avocado oil. In addition, many health and high fat food are also very low in carb. Now I'll be talking about the fifth part. Try a short fast or a fat fast. Another way to get into ketosis is to go without eating for several hours. In fact, many people go into mild ketosis between dinner and breakfast. Children with epilepsy have traditionally fasted for 12 to 72 hours before they started a ketogenic diet. This approach often required supervision in a hospital. Non-fasting protocols are more commonplace now. However, fasting can help ensure some children get into ketosis quickly so that seizures can be reduced sooner. Now, intermittent fasting, a dietary approach that involves regular short-term fast, may also induce ketosis. Moreover, fat fasting is another ketone boosting approach that mimics the effect of fasting. It involves consuming approximately 700 to 1100 calories per day, around 80% of which come from fat. This combination of low calorie intake and very high fat intake may help you achieve ketosis quickly. Now, because the fast is inadequate in protein and most vitamins and minerals, it should be followed for a maximum of 3 to 5 days. In fact, it may be difficult to adhere to for more than a couple of days. So now I'll be talking about the sixth part: maintain adequate protein intake. Achieving ketosis requires a protein intake that's adequate but not excessive. The classic ketogenic diet used in people with epilepsy restrict both carb and protein to maximize ketone level. The same diet may also be beneficial for people with cancer, as it may limit tumor growth. However, for most people, drastically cutting their protein intake to increase ketone production is not a healthy practice. First, it's important to consume enough protein to supply the liver with amino acid that can be used for gluconeogenesis or making glucose. In this process, your liver provides glucose for the few cells and organs in your body that can't use ketones as fuel, such as your red blood cells and portion of your kidneys and brain. Now I'll be talking about the seventh part: test ketone levels and adjust your diet as needed. Like many things in nutrition, achieving and maintaining a state of ketosis is highly individualized. Therefore, it can be helpful to test your ketone levels to ensure you are achieving your goals. The three types of ketones: acetone, acetate, and beta hydroxybutyrate can be measured in your breath, urine, or blood. Using one or more of these methods to test ketones can help you determine whether you need to make any adjustments to get into ketosis. Now, acetone is found in your breath, and studies have confirmed testing acetone breath levels in a reliable way to monitor ketosis in people following ketogenic diet. The ketonics meter measures acetone in your breath. After breathing into the meter, a color flashes to indicate whether you are in a ketosis or how high your levels are. Now, acetoacetate. And the urine test. The ketone measured in urine is acetoacetate. Ketone urine strips are dipped into urine and turned various shades of pink or purple depending on the level of ketone present. A darker color reflects higher ketone level. Ketone urine strips are easy to use and fairly inexpensive. Although their accuracy in long-term use has been questioned, they should initially confirm that you are in ketosis. A 2016 study found that urinary ketones tend to be the highest in the early morning and after dinner on a ketogenic diet. Now, that's all about the ketogenic in this video. I hope you all liked it. I'll definitely come in the next video with my another content. Till then, God bless you. Bye bye and take care.